Now to our Weight Loss Revolution series and what you need to know about your protein intake when using popular weight loss medications. Becky Worley has the details. Hey, Becky.
Hey, Janae. When you're trying to lose weight, the goal is to get rid of fat. But along the way, some muscle may be lost. How much muscle depends on a few factors, and one of them is your protein intake. So protein is being marketed like crazy to those on prescription medications like Wegovy, Mounjaro, and Zepbound.
What to eat when you're not hungry on Ozempic and Mounjaro.
High protein products are all the rage. They're your standard protein shakes and bars, but protein chips? Protein pastries? Donuts?
There's even some waters that have some added protein in there now.
This push for protein is likely attributed to the rise in new obesity drugs like Wegovy and Zepbound. Bernicia Cooper of Texas says she lost 76 pounds on Mounjaro, a drug some use for weight loss, and says her doctor told her to increase her protein intake to prevent muscle loss.
In the beginning, it was super hard because she had set a goal for me to get 90 grams. And so I was like, oh my goodness, that's so much protein.
The marketing push to people on weight loss drugs so intense that nutrition chain GNC launched a GLP-1 support section in all of its stores with lots of protein products. And the world's largest food company, Nestle, announced a new line of $5 items like frozen pizzas and protein-enriched pastas hitting the shelves in October. Other companies offering high-protein prepared meals. When someone's on these medications, do their dietary needs change dramatically from, say, someone who's not receiving medications for weight loss?
Yeah, it's important to remember that when you lose weight, you're losing both fat mass and free fat mass or muscle, right?
Specialists say one way patients taking weight loss medications can try and maintain muscle mass when losing weight is by making sure they eat enough protein.
It has definitely helped with just me building muscle.
A focus that's better for those on weight loss medications and for many of us just trying to eat a healthier diet. Now, this is important. Preliminary nutritional studies have suggested it's beneficial to consume protein throughout the day as opposed to during one meal. And remember, one of the most important aspects of maintaining muscle mass is resistance exercise. Lifting is the key. Guys, it's a leg day for me. You can't skip leg day.
Never skip leg day, Becky, and never skip what Becky Worley has to tell us. Thank you, Becky. And joining us now with more on how these drugs impact your muscle mass and what you can do to protect it is Dr. Alexandra Sowa. She's an obesity medicine physician. She's the author of The Ozempic Revolution. She's the founder of So Well Health, and she is our friend here on this program. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me
It
back.
is great to see you. Let's start with sort of a 30,000-foot view. How does taking a weight loss medication affect a person's muscle mass?
So there's so much fear around this that GLP-1s cause muscle loss, but the fact is when you lose weight, you lose both muscle and fat. It is inevitable, but it is important as we are actively, intentionally losing weight, we are focusing on keeping and building as much muscle as possible.
Are certain people more at risk?
Yes, so we lose muscle with every decade of life after 30, so those over 55, or women who are going through perimenopause and menopause are especially at risk of losing muscle, especially if they don't work at it.
Right. So, and that's something that we have heard a lot lately, I feel like, around menopause, the lift heavy.
Yes.
So tell us more about how people can protect themselves and their muscle mass.
So you're going to do two things. You are going to eat protein and make protein, okay? You're going to lift heavy weights to build up your muscle. And it's actually not just about strength when it comes to weight loss. We want to build up our muscle because, fun fact, muscle is more metabolically active. For every 10 pounds of muscle, we burn about 60 more calories throughout the day. So building our muscle helps us maintain our weight loss. And studies also show us that eating high protein diets can help us preserve and build more muscle. So it's really important to find meals that you like and that are high in protein. And our appetites go down on GLP-1s, so it's really important to have things like well-formulated protein shakes on hand, because when you don't feel like eating, but you need to hit those protein goals throughout the day, it's a good one.
Protein first.
Yeah.
Yes,
Is there
exactly.
a way to actually monitor your
muscle mass during weight loss, and should you be doing that?
Yes, great question. So scales do not tell the whole story. They really just tell us how much the world is pulling down on our weight, gravity, right? So we can do a few things. We can do a body composition scale. There are really great ones at your doctor's office, or the gold standard is something called the DEXA scan that actually looks at muscle fat and bone density. Now, this is not something you're going to be doing every day or even every month, but I like to get it at the start, maybe 6 months in. It helps us set our goals. And you can even find body composition scales to buy at home. They're not as accurate, but they, like, when you use them consistently, they can really help us tell how we're doing.
Yeah, good to keep monitoring it as you go.
Exactly.
So working out a lot and losing weight can be a drag on your energy.
Yes.
Fatigue can set in and so on. So how do people keep their energy levels up while they're going through this whole process?
Yes, so first off, listen to your body. You might not be able to do the same high intensity workout while you're actively losing weight as you did before. And that's okay, so just make sure you stay active. Now, if you're trying it for the first time, you're like, I'm so tired. You know, people don't realize that these medications make you consume less of everything, including water. Your thirst mechanism changes. So it's important to stay hydrated before, during, and after. Electrolytes are key here because you don't just need water to stay hydrated, you also need solute electrolytes. So I really tell people to prepare.
Got it.
Got to do your research, as always, and talk to your doctor, of course, as well. Thank you, doctor, so much for these important tips.